Any day now. There we go. As soon as I mention it.
I guess they did call her a goddess. The state funeral makes sense. Shouldn't you be with him?
He's a boy. Best not to bother them at times like this.
I expected you to be more clingy. You really are different from her.
Actually, letting him be was more her idea than mine.
Really? Pyra's? Get out. So wait, you're saying you want to go be clingy or what?
I'll burn you.
I kid. Sheesh. It's weird though.
What is?
I mean, don't you think it's odd? Normally, if a blade or its driver dies, it'll just go back to being a core crystal. So why is Fan just dead?
I did wonder the same thing. There's only one way I know for a dead blade to keep its physical form. Remember Minoth? I mean Cole. He was a flesh eater.
Yeah.
But Fan wasn't a flesh eater. I can say that for sure.
What's that?
That's the shape of Fan's core crystal. Well, how it used to be.
Now it's a triangle.
Rex and I are quite a unique case, but this is different still.
How is it different?
If a blade shares its core with another, its shape changes in a uniform fashion. In our case, the center part went to Rex, and the outer part to us. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be a rule.
But Fan's isn't like that.
Exactly. It looks more like someone stole her core, doesn't it?
That is very interesting indeed. So the question is who stole the other half of the core? Was it Jin or someone from Torna? Or was it maybe a Malthus? Or I don't know, I guess we'll find out. That was quite the grand funeral ceremony. It spoke volumes as to just how much Fan was loved by her people. The goddess of Indal won't be an easy position to replace. Hey Rex, what are you going to do from here on out? If we're going to reach the World Tree, we'll need the Praetor's help. But... Master Rex, there you are. Praetor Malthus wishes to speak with you. He is waiting in the audience chamber. That's perfect timing then. Maybe he wants to talk about the World Tree. I am afraid I cannot say. Well, there is only one way to find out. Let's get ourselves on over to that audience chamber then. I was thinking now might be a good time to go do side quests instead, but then I realized Murray still isn't in the party, and I don't know why. And I don't really want to go do a bunch of side quest stuff without Murray available. So I guess we'll go talk to Amalthus and just continue doing story stuff, at least until I get Murray back in the party. For some reason, I can't forget the sight of Lady Fan's face as she gazed upon the tales of Alrest's creation. She looks so strangely melancholy. I can't imagine... Is it melancholy or melancholy? I can't even pronounce it the other way that I want to. Whatever. I can't imagine what must have been going through her mind. Can't imagine indeed. So let's go chat with Amalthus and see where that leads us. I am really interested in going further in the story and see what all happens, but I don't know what it is lately. I just really feel like doing side quest stuff and finishing more of the Affinity Web. But we're going to stick with story for now. Either way, I'll be happy. Looks like we don't have to get as close this time to proc the cutscene at least. He's probably just sitting on his throne. These stairs are so long! Ooh. Okay.
My apologies. Did I keep you waiting?
No, not really. What were you doing?
I was cleansing the core crystals. It markedly increases their resonance success rate. Bonding with a crystal carries certain risks, you understand.
I know.
When I became the driver of an Aegis, this power was awakened in me.
So, I might be able to do it too?
Who knows? Different people are cut out for different things.
Right, yeah.
Now then, my work is done for the day. Come with me.
A special envoy? To Tantal? Me?
Correct. Behold. As a salvager, I imagine you are already aware, but this is Allrest, the world we currently inhabit. We make our home on Titans, moving in circles around the world tree. And here lies the Great Void. This void came into being 500 years ago. It did not exist prior to that.
So I've heard. It's in our way anyway. It stopped us reaching the world tree.
The Great Void is carved from the Cloud Sea by a monstrous beast known as Ophion.
Wait, you mean that thing?
Yeah, that thing. He knows what you're talking about.
To be precise, it is an artifice, a servant of the Aegis.
Of Mithra?
So that thing is Mithra's. Then what did it attack us for? Doesn't make sense.
Ophion was felled in the ancient battle with Malos, sinking below the clouds. This means someone must have revived it.
Correct.
And you're saying that someone was Zeke's home country, Tantal?
Yes. They gave Ophion one directive: to ensure that none approach the World Tree. They sought to prevent a repeat of the horrors of the Aegis War, so an obstacle was created, the Great Void.
How did they manage a feat like that?
As I've said, mankind is regressing. Only one artifact remains that can rescind Ophion's orders, and it lies in Tantal.
It's called the Omega Feta, and it's guarded by the royal family. I'll take you to it.
I've prepared your envoy documents already. Your quest is to set foot in Elysium, correct? Malos and his ilk will surely seek the Omega Feta for themselves. I would ask you to reach Elysium before they do, and inform me of what you find there. Do it as a favor for a once foolish old man, and so that people may have a future in this dying world.
Alright, cool. I like it. I kind of figured that we'd be going to Tantal next, because we're really running, in a supposedly running out of land, dying world, we're kind of running out of places to go to. So, Zeke, you're going to be guiding us to Tantal, right? Sure am. But let's head back to our chambers before we talk about it. This isn't exactly the place for discussing stuff. Back to our room? Got it. Still don't have Morag in the party, so we are going to go back to our room. Talk to these guys really quickly. Hector, you're bound for Tantal, I believe. I trust that you will fulfill your duty as the Praetor's envoy. Remember, His Eminence has placed all his hope in you. Indeed. To reach Elysium, we must first stop Ophion, the beast that carved the Great Void. And Ophion's directive was issued from Tantal, Zeke's homeland. I prepared envoy documents for you so that you may enter as the representatives of Indal. I entreat you? Sure. I entreat you to reach Elysium before Malos. I don't know what the word entreat means. Do it as a favor for a once foolish old man. Yeah, sure. I guess entreat is like a synonym for entrust, because entrust would have worked in that sentence the same way, I think. I have no idea. But we're gonna go stay in the inn or bed, whatever it is, our room. I don't care. Hopefully have a cutscene that involves Murray getting back into the party. And then I'm definitely not going to go to Tantal today. We can save that for another day. We've made plenty of cutscene story progress to sate me for a little while. So depending on how long it takes to get Murray back in the party, we will start going and doing more side quest stuff. I want to mop up some of the side quests and affinity stuff before we get over in Tantal and start spending a lot of time over there, doing whatever main quest and side quest things happen to await for us in that location. Hello, Armalia. Rest.
We can reach Tantal by ship, but once we're there, we'll need to do a spot of walking.
So we're traveling with Shell, dear. Never thought I'd see the day.
I think you'll find I make a fantastic ally.
Luck of Zeke not so great. Bet we shipwrecked by tomorrow.
Cheeky furball.
We're all gonna die.
Hey, Zeke. You said before that Torna concerned you too. What did you mean by that?
What? Oh, yeah, that. I don't know about those clans, but Torna, the country that fell 500 years ago, they were the ancestors of us Tantalese. The people of Tantal are descended from Adam, the hero of Torna who escaped its destruction.
So, after Pyra fell asleep, Adam escaped to Tantal.
That's right.
That is the first I've heard of it. I have studied much history, but this story never featured. Most peculiar.
We're humble. Don't really like to brag about it. The only real trace left is in this here sigil of the royal family.
Interesting.
So why did you awaken Hayes?
Because her power was of great use to me. Indol has found itself under attack from Torna a number of times. She was necessary in driving them back.
Really? Then why don't you seem to have any others? Blades, that is.
Driver though I may be, I am no fighter. Besides, I find the warrior monks here so reliable. They get the job done.
If you say so. I wonder, do you know why Torna are using the name of a dead country?
Jin was a blade of Torna once. Loyalty or nostalgia? Who can say? Perhaps both.
Is that really all there is to it?
You don't think so?
I don't know much about what happened while I slept. There are no written records, either. All we have is stories passed down.
And you think that is insufficient? History is a murky thing. Only those present can truly know what took place.
But weren't you one of those present?
And that is why I offer you my cooperation.
I don't trust Amalthus as far as I can throw him.
I guess we'll find out if we go to Tantal.
Not as far as I can throw him. Right, let's head for Goshia's port. Also, we're back to Pyra. Can we make it a leisurely walk? I guess. Why? It's been... What? What is that word? Yonks? What? It's been yonks since I last went home to Tantal? Is that like 2 weeks? 4 months? 7 decades? 3 centuries? I have no idea. I've been thinking of Indol as my home so long now, it feels weird to leave. I want to enjoy my last moments here. You can be shockingly sentimental sometimes. I know. Shocking, isn't it? Shut up, you two. Gonna take some Indoline presents for the folk you haven't seen in a while? Ha! As if my old man would want any of that. Come on, let's start walking to Goshia's port. You could grab a swig of Odifa along the way, some kind of alcohol, I assume. They don't have that stuff in Tantal, so this could be your last chance. I said shut up already. Where is Morag? This is what I want to know. I can't help but notice that she is still not back in the party for reasons that have not been described to me. Something wrong. I needed to catch my breath after experiencing such a historical moment. A spot of prayer should do the trick. Really, I suppose I have to go home to Argentum before I get mixed up in any of this, but I think I'll stick around. I only plan to come here on a lazy tourist spree, but my merchant blood is telling me I have to see this through. Oh, good for you. Hopefully, we're going to get down to the... Ooh, work mission. We're going to get down to the commercial district, whatever it's called, and then Morega's going to show up and be like, yo, I'm going with you. Now, this is a pain. They've only gone and stolen some of the Temimbi roots I've been growing, sure. Meh. Temimbi roots are so nutritious and are prized for their medicinal uses. Only a few were stolen, so it's not that big a deal, but I reckon it was just some kids playing tricks. If so, they really need to be taught what's right and what's wrong. That's why I'm looking for help finding the suspects. We got it. That's the spirit. You're such a good help. Yeah, no problem. Also talk to you because you're a star. The tragedy of it all. To think the day would come when I would have to enter the date of Lady Fan's death into the annals of Indal. The children loved her so, I don't think they really understand yet that she is gone forever. And we will never again hear her beautiful voice ring out in song. Rip. She will be missed. The other half of her core crystal is somewhere that can probably be used in some way. I'm feeling like it's one of two possibilities. Jin has it, and that's why he was barely affected by her abilities when we fought him. Or Amalthus has it for reasons I don't understand yet. Sure is a good thing my blade's so powerful. Something wrong. The other day, my blade found a poor sod who'd fallen on Indal's back. She was from the refugee camp, said she didn't want any help from a blade, got quite angry. But we couldn't just leave her there like that, so we had to manhandle her out of there. Alright, well, good job. What's up with you? I was just remembering how kindly Lady Fan used to treat all the refugees. I cannot understand how anyone could bring themselves to take the life of such a kind and noble soul. It feels as though the Indal I know and love is gradually slipping away. It scares me a little. That's fair. Cutscene time, hopefully with Morag.
Tensions seem high.
From what I gather, it seems an official summit is to be held between Morardain and Uriah.
A summit? You mean about the recent penship? But I thought...
Didn't Praetor Amalthus get him to stop and sort it all out?
Perhaps there are some discussions they would prefer Indal not to be privy to.
Besides, Uriah doesn't like to associate too closely with Indal. They'd hate to be seen as acquiescing to the Praetor's will. Got to keep up appearances, you know?
Acquiescing? You what?
Like letting him tell them what's what.
For such a spanner, you sure use some big words. How come?
Stop calling me that! Buzz off, kitty no-mates! Anyway, this summit would explain why Morag isn't around.
Indeed. She has much to attend to.
I think they just basically told me I'm not gonna... never mind, there she is.
Shared sovereignty over Gormott.
Yes. I don't think anything less will be sufficient to placate them.
The Senate would never approve it.
I can overrule them by decree. Of course, I would need to secure Senator Roderick's cooperation.
Imperial decree? If it's come to that, well then I cannot dissent. I cannot help but admire your courage, your majesty.
That means a lot, coming from you.
Acting Chairman Nira.
Sorry for intrude. Is emergency, so Nira take liberty of drop by unannounced.
You certainly look troubled, Chairman. So, what is this emergency you speak of?
Well...
Uh-oh. Oh, well, yeah, you know, cool. Just cut me off completely at there. You know what? Screw side quests. We're sticking main mission today. I gotta know. So cutscene, never mind. I was gonna say something, but whatever.
So, we can make our way to Tantal from here. I assume the Praetor has a ship waiting for us.
Hey, Shalad.
What?
Are we really gonna just leave Morag behind?
Who's leaving anyone? She's got her own priorities, you know?
Yeah, but still.
Anyway, her schedule is filled with official duties right now.
For sure. It's just a bit of a shame is all. You know, since we came all this way together.
I guess I know how you feel, chum. Huh? Speak of the devil?
Schedule.
Banner's going for the summit.
On top of everything, an assassination attempt?
If blood gets spilled at the summit, it'll mean war.
War's good for business, after all. I guess he wants to use that to get himself back in with the guild.
Why, that little? I was wondering where he'd slunk off to. What a sneaky git.
It seems acting chairman Nira wishes to take care of this incident covertly, to avoid it reflecting badly upon the guild.
So you came to us?
If we mobilize the army, the whole thing will become public.
Oh, I get it. So we're a more convenient solution.
I'm not forcing you. If you refuse, Bridget and I will do what we can alone.
Ah, come off it, lady. You wouldn't even think of dragging us into this, if you thought you could handle it on your own.
I suppose not. You know Bana as well as I. There's no telling what he might be plotting.
According to acting chairman Nira, several giant weapons were being built at the factory where we last saw him. And one of them is currently unaccounted for.
Giant weapons.
Got it. Besides, you know, we've got our own score to settle with him.
Thank you. It will be easier to focus on my duties knowing you are on the case. Good luck.
Leave it to us.
So we just at a point in the game where, hey, main story quest, Banner the Shemer. Shemer. I was so focused on how they said schedule earlier that I said it too. Schemer. Schedule. Is that... I'm trying to think back to my British friends. Have I ever heard any of them say the word schedule? I don't think I've never heard it pronounced schedule until that moment. I can't believe I said Shemer, though. That was wonderful. No. Alright, so Marag isn't going to be back in the party for a while. Why are these... What? Why are these main quests? No, not skip travel. That's not what I want. I want quest log. Band of the Schemer. I keep wanting to say Shemer now. Ask around Indal. Oh, because I have to ask around Indal. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well...